Welcome to another deeply depressing week of Dodger baseball. The September Blues have continued for the team as they failed to look like anything even resembling the August Dodgers. That began with losing 2 out of 3 to the Marlins. Then they went to DC and faced the Nationals, where they thankfully won 2 out of 3. And even though a 50% win rate isn't the worst we've seen, the team has had a number of problems inside and out. First, there was the hitting with runners in scoring position, which was pretty abysmal this whole week. Then we saw Mookie Betts leave the game on Thursday after fouling a ball off his foot. He was even seen leaving the stadium on crutches, which didn't do much to comfort anyone. Roberts then said that Mookie was going to be out for the weekend, although he heroically came back on Sunday, giving us the biggest sigh of relief possible. He did go 0 for 4 on Sunday, but that could have happened any day. But the real problem with the team continues to be the pitching. It began with the news that Walker Buehler would not be returning this year, even though he looked good in a rehab start recently. To be honest, I was never really putting all my eggs in the Walker Buehler basket, but it would have been really nice to gain an arm, especially now that we've lost Urias. But without Buehler and Urias, it felt like the perfect time for the other pitchers to pick up the slack. And how did they do? Well, not great. Unfortunately, Clayton Kershaw has looked like a shell of himself these last few starts. He says he feels fine, but his velocity is down and he's just not pitching as well as usual. And of course, that's an incredibly high bar considering he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and is consistently excellent. But it's still worrying. Roberts says that Kershaw's start on the 11th has now been pushed back to Friday, but that's supposedly not because of injury and is just a matchup adjustment. More than anything, I just don't like how defeated Kershaw has seemed recently. I would hate to see him retire after this year, and right now it's not looking like he wants to keep playing. Hopefully he can find that spark again. Lance Lynn has also continued to look terrible, giving up 8 runs in 4.2 innings this week. I've seen a lot of people give up on him, but I don't think I'm quite ready for that. His next start is going to be very telling, though. Emmett Sheehan also didn't look great, which I can't hold against him, but it's definitely another concern for the playoffs. Even Bobby Miller didn't look too sharp this week. We did see a start from Ryan Yarbrough, which was unfortunately cut to 4 innings because of a rain delay, but he looked fine while he was up there. But the real saving grace was, of course, Ryan Pepiot. When the Dodgers were at the end of a brutal series, Pepiot shocked everyone by taking a perfect game into the 7th inning. In the process, he lowered his ERA to 0.86 and his WHIP to 0.52. Now, it's only been a few starts, but so far Pepiot was exactly what the Dodgers needed. So I think it's a no-brainer that he'll be leading the clutch list this week. Joining him is Chris Taylor, who gave us 6 hits and 2 home runs in only 5 games. Freddie Freeman gave us 8 hits, including a record-breaking double to become the franchise leader for doubles in a single season, dating back to the formation of the team.
The Dodgers leadoff hitter has reached safely. Ground ball and through. Freddie Freeman 3 for 3. He's hustling for second. He's got it!
Max Muncy and James Outman are also going on there, each of them giving us a pair of home runs as well. I'm also going to put Evan Phillips on there, since he hasn't given up a run in over a month, and I feel like it's easy to take him for granted. So this one's for you, Evan. I'm sure you'll never see this, but I'm here to say that we appreciate you. Then there's Kike Hernandez, who got his shit together this week with 4 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. And finally, I'll toss Miguel Rojas on there for his 8 hits this week, including a triple. You can tell we're at a point in the season where I'm too fond of this team to not put half the roster on the clutch list every week, but that's the nature of being a fan, I guess. On the list of concern, we're going to have to put Lance Lynn, Emmett Sheehan, and Clayton Kershaw. Although the Kershaw inclusion is kind of unfair, because it's not like he's been really bad on paper. I'm just concerned about his health, his velocity, and his future with the team. And it hurts even more to put him on there for Recap 22. I'm also putting Colton Wong on the list of concern, as he's given us only 1 hit since that home run against the Braves. It's only been 10 at-bats, but I'm not feeling particularly enthused about his presence on the team. The good news is that the rest of the bats have remained pretty hot. And this week saw the return of JD Martinez, which was much needed. You don't realize how much you need that guy until you have to watch Michael Busch at the plate. I'm sure Busch just needs time to adjust, but it was getting rough having him in the lineup for a while there. Anyways, I'm glad we were able to salvage the series in DC. Now the team is heading home to face our old pals the Padres. Then they go to Seattle to face the Mariners. So maybe this week will provide just enough of a challenge to fire up the team a little. At least we don't have to worry about the division standings, which you can see here. I just hope we don't get complacent like last year's September. I mean, we kind of already have gotten complacent, but I hope it doesn't last. See you next week.